Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we're doing a bit of a different one. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be having a chat about Thomas Tuchel getting the sack recently at Chelsea and what I think of the decision to give him the sack. And we're going to go into who the favourite is for the job to take over, and then just having a chat about it really. It's a bit of shocking news that's come this week, and I just thought we'd have a chat about it and see what I think's going to happen. Alright then guys, we can see here we've got his stats up from how he did at Chelsea during his time in the Premier League. I think he's going into his third season this was in the Premier League. As we can see, he played 63 matches, 35 wins, 17 draws and 11 losses. They scored 109 goals and he conceded 55. I think he had quite a decent spell at Chelsea while he was there, to be fair. That's why I'm shocked in terms of the sacking really. They've invested heavily in the squad during the summer, which they were always going to, a new owner and things like that. The big bounce was coming. I just think it's a bit of a shock really. They've not had the best of starts to the season. That's absolutely a given. I totally understand where they're coming from in that regard, but just the fact that they've given the chop so early, 6 games in, the stats 6, but they're only 5 points off the top. It's a bit of a strange one for me. Last night, they did have that disappointing result against Zagreb, which I think they probably looked at and thought, right, we need to make a change quick. But a bit of a knee-jerk decision really for me, really. I think they started okay. They've made quite a few signings, so they need to give them time to bed in, really. Todd Bowley obviously doesn't believe in him, and he thinks there's someone out there who can do better. I think that man they're going to go for is Graham Potter. He's the heavy favourite at the moment to get the job. Will Graham be better than Tuchel? It's quite a one up for debate really. Obviously Potter's done a lot at Brighton. As we know, he came in there from, I think he's at Swansea before that or somewhere like that. I can't really remember, to be fair. He's done really well at Brighton, and obviously they're exceeding all expectations. With the budget they have, he could probably do a lot with Chelsea, to be fair, if he gets the money in the backing. But he's going to go in there. He'll be happy with the squad he's got. Compared to what he's got at Brighton, it's a massive step up. I think it's an exciting move for Potter. Don't get me wrong, but Tuchel, when he took over, they were sat in 9th place in the Premier League. And that was when they give Lampard the sack. He got them a Champions League win, which, it's not to be sniffed at really. He got them a Champions League win, and last season was in both cup finals. They've sort of been the best of the rest for a few years now. I know United finished second that other year, but a bit of a freak season, wasn't it really? So I think it's a bit of a strange one this to give them the sack. Like I say, they were the best. They are probably the best of the rest. City and Liverpool have been competing for the title for a couple of years now. Tuchel's got them up there as best of the rest. All the other sides, I think, in the Premier League have had to invest heavily to catch up to City and Liverpool. Chelsea included, absolutely. So the fact they give him the sack, for me, I think it's going to divide fans a bit. I think a lot of fans will be thinking, well, that's not right at all. And to be fair, I do agree that it's not right. To get up there competing as, like I say, probably the best of the rest in the league, competing against the likes of Spurs, Arsenal, Man United, and becoming that third best team in such a competitive league, I think that's an achievement in itself, to be fair. And, they've won the European Cup, and not a lot of managers can say that, Roberto Di Matteo's obviously done it in the past at Chelsea, and he got the sack as well the season after. So, expectations seem to be really high at Chelsea, and it's a bit crazy really that they're just sort of not giving these guys the time to, bed their style of playing. It's only his 3rd season in charge, and really harsh sacking for me. I can't really get my head around it. Like I say, they didn't have a bad. They didn't have a bad season last year, and they started slow this year, but they could have turned that around with the signings they brought in. They've just got a striker in Aubameyang as well, and he's come out and said I really wanted to play under Tuchel, and now he's gone. So how was he going to feel about that? Just mind-boggling, really. Mind-boggling decision this early on in the Premier League. Just 6 games in, and they decided to give him the chop. Chelsea fans, let me know what you think of the sacking. Do you agree with me? Do you think it's a bit of a strange one, or do you agree with him getting the chop? And do you think Graham Potter's going to be the man, the correct man to sort of take over now and get you back where you want to be, which is evidently top of the league? But yeah, just thought I'd make a bit of a video on that, guys. Bit of a strange decision for me. It's this early on in the Premier League season, and I don't really know why they've done it. I know they had that really poor result, and it's a bit embarrassing getting beat at Zagreb. But these things happen, you know. City the other year, when they had Pep in charge, they lost at home to Lyon in the group stage, and they turned it around and won the group. So, you know, it's probably a bit of an overreaction, I think. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think of the sacking down below in the comments. What I will say on this one, just in regards to Graham Potter coming in, it's nothing against him at all. I do believe he does deserve a top job. He's done brilliantly at Brighton. This is a massive chance now for Graham to go in and put his stamp down, show he can do it at a massive club. He's been heavily linked to that England job for quite a while now, so, you know, being at a huge club like this could sort of propel him into that, if you like, if he wanted it in the future. But yeah, it's huge. It's a huge chance for Graham Potter, and I don't think he can turn it down, really. And I know he's got a brilliant project building there at Brighton, and he'd love to get them up to that next level. You can just tell that, but you know, I just don't think this is a job he can turn down. And I do feel for Brighton fans, because they're going to have a huge job on replacing him, and who they bring in is another complete matter altogether. And will they sort of still have that same success when they do change manager? That's another one that's up for debate. But yeah, for me, great chance for Graham Potter to come in and put his stamp down on this job. And yeah, hopefully he'll get the backing that other managers do get and not get the sack. But yeah, that's everything I've got to say on that one, really, guys. Right then, guys, that's all I've really got to say about that one, really. Let me know, guys, Chelsea fans especially, what you think. Are they right to give Tuchel the sack this early on? Do you disagree with the decision? Are you angry that they've done this? Are you angry about Todd Boehly making this decision this early on? But yeah, guys, let me know what you thought, what you think down in the comments. As always, if you've enjoyed the video, guys, drop a like on it and subscribe to the channel if you're new. And I will see you guys later.